I'm gonna make this a quick one because the sole intention here is just to be informative with purpose. Because I myself, don't really like to waste time. But if that's your thing, then that's your thing. That's the 3D caters to it in a certain way. There's a transition. We're catching up to the transition. Yada yada yada. But this video has a particular message, and it's seeing how we've been lost from a different mental option to look at things in a different perspective. That different perspective is lost on us. And you could say that's not good, that's not bad, but aside from the good and the bad, if you don't have a alternative better mental option, then the benefit is lost on you. What would that benefit be? Some type of like freeing up of space metaphysically and expanding into a space metaphysically. Metaphysically meaning, connecting like some type of dream body to this 3D reality, and the 3D reality having a physical nature component and then an artificial component. And those could be used in different ways, obviously. And that's kind of, it has been known, but we're like we're barely catching up to that. So this message is just to be really quick, because I could like quote unquote taste people's confusion, end quote. People are at where they're at on their individual soul track. And it's about seeing the quote unquote reincarnation mechanics, end quote, differently with a new perspective. Every day we're reincarnating because we're like reborn every day. As we're transforming, the old self, our past self is dying, right? And even if like someone replicates, however they do, they still have to put in some type of real energy work, real authenticity work, real like nature work, right? Because even if someone does say something like similar, which nothing is ever like really exact, because it's unique to the it's unique to the frequency and the energy of one's where someone's coming from, the soul. And obviously you could like connect these dots with past videos however you like, but the purpose of this video, and honestly, like I could like there'll be a time for like other presentations. There's like some recent like long podcast videos I haven't posted, but the message of this video is I'm all of the religions, whether I remember that or forget that, whether we have a new perspective of reincarnation or not. We have the chance to go where we need to go by different higher gatekeepers. And those higher gatekeepers, they're putting us where we need to be based on what we're accredited to go towards. And what we're accredited to what we go towards, that's the work we need to pay back. So all of these quote unquote all of these quote unquote all of these quote unquote godheads, end quote, in human design terminology, they have, their shadow isn't bad, their shadow isn't good, but what the whole play within the shadows of the shadows, what they do with it, it could be something of a distortion, and how we're perceiving that and we're working with that in our own free will has a collective accumulation that we're misrepresenting the godhead, and now we're giving them a bad name based on our individual biases. Because honestly, low key, everybody is low key like all of the religions, but they don't see it like that, because in the reincarnation wheel, they could have been a whole different religion, and they're in a new religion because that's just where their soul path is. And in the future, they could be in a whole different religion. So it's not about being biased and saying my religion is better than your religion. That's an elementary way to think about it. That's your biasedness, and that's your perspective and perception on how you're looking at the religions in a fragmented way, a piece of it, of what it really is. Because all the religions, they could actually we're perceiving the religions in a fragmented way. What does that mean? A piece of what it really means. We only have a certain partial perspective of that. And then after the fragmentation, then we're distorting it. We're using it in different ways to make confusion out of that. So it's not about my religion's better than your religion. No, that's elementary thinking. That's your individual confusion and how you're representing your religion based on your individual subjectivity, your individual trying to gain clarity, because I'm all of the religions, right? So if I'm all of the religions intuitively, I have nothing against any religion because I am all of the religions. All of the religions in a non-fragmented way, all of the religions can work together in a different wholeness and harmony, but you're not seeing that because you're fragmented. You're choosing to take a piece and a piece and a piece, division and division and division. And now from that division and division and division, real spiritual math, original, now something from that confusion, distortion is being made. And now you're in a lower octave mentality to think that like the illusion is real. What is the illusion? Confusion in action. That's what the illusion is. And the confusion in action is saying my religion is better than your religion. That doesn't even exist in like a different like level of wholeness. It's all energetically, it's coming from the same source, and we're misperceiving it based on our individual subjectivity. So if you're saying my religion is better than your religion, it's an elementary way of thinking it, because that confusion is created from division and division created by more division, and that fragmentation, you're not seeing how all of them have similar connections and similar truths, and those similar connections and similar truths, we're going away from that because we're on a not good, not bad level. We're experiencing one religion to be what it is, and in the recent past 3D age, the one religion and what it is on a collective level, it could be misrepresented, and on a collective level, since it's misrepresented, you're kind of like distributing that confusion in the religion itself, because the collective representation of a real religion, of all the religions, is you could either represent the religion in its real, original, natural path, low key, or you could just go on a surface level confused path and a fragmented path, a piece of it, and then mix it up with this, like, you know, just more confusion within like some type of synthetic realm, synthetic agenda, and synthetic mindset. So this is the most advanced truth out there with the predecessors, because I have already like processed and digested like all of those like elementary paths like decades and eons ago in different lives. So I understand how people could be confused, like, oh, my religion is better than your religion. No, we're in all of the religions, silly. Energetically, we're in all of their paths. And all the planets and all the deities, they don't just have one name. That's our bias and our confusion coming into clarity, perhaps. We're in all of their paths. And because, like, you could say, like, well, why is this happening to all of, like, you know, these people? Why? And I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to, like, you know, I'm not going to say any keywords. But why is this happening to these people? Why are these happening to these people? Because they're paying, they could have misrepresented that being, or they could have used too much of that energy, just that energy, polarized it. Now they could be paying it back. You can't say like one God is doing everything, or can you? Like, because obviously I'll read blogs like Mother Kali's in control of everything and she's doing everything. She's blessing everyone. She's destroying everyone. That it's not necessarily that. It's more precise than that. It's we're choosing what to resonate with. We could be misrepresenting those energies. And as we're misrepresenting those energies, now we have to go back to what we represented. And now we have to pay that tab, because I'm looking at the nature of all the religions. And I'm also connecting them on a wholeness level, a harmonic way. And if anybody, like, you know, catches game, no matter what, aside from just the hearsay and the parroting, you still have to put in that energy work, you know? So this is for the real wholeness. This is for the real balance. So if anybody like says like, or if anybody inquires like, why is this happening to this people? And like, but I'm still thinking this being is like benevolent. It's, you're not seeing the bigger balance of it. Like, my shit is like the most advanced truth and intelligence, because I just explained your confusion. So I'm like intuitively, I'm all the religions, but the difference between me and as I practice the religions intuitively, I'm not the synthetic version of it. I'm not the distorted version of it. And I'm not the non wholeness version of it. I'm not the fragmented version of it. So it's how you're using the religions, you know, because I'm every religion, particularly in the nature path. And if you're that religion, you have to ask yourself, is that the real original like nature setting of it, respectively, original open source? Is that the real like is that how the real like, you know, quote unquote Godhead end quote wants to be represented? Because anybody could misrepresent anybody, right? Like I'm speaking for like the balance of all the religions, if they could see that. I'm speaking like for the future United Nations. And you know, if Trump is too like, you know, quote unquote just like not aware of this shit to actually provide the solutions, and he's doing some like fragmented, neutrally saying that, you know, confused campaign, then so be it, you know? Because this, I'm just all about truth. I'm with the predecessors that brought the biggest shit, you know? Oh, there's my yoga teacher. But like yet again, that's the difference between that's just the difference between the confusion and the unknown clarity. So this is like on a low-key level, this is like a one, this is like it's like, you know, according to the real metaphysics, it could be slim for people because they're choosing to resonate with confusion. That's why it could be slim, you know, but it doesn't have to be. You could lean into the hope. You could choose to like resonate with balance and cooperation and non-confusion, because it's not about my religion is better than your religion. That's confused thinking. It's fragmented thinking. It's misinterpreted thinking. It's elementary thinking. Stop that. Like on a spiritual mature level. Thank you.